Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't have much time left to buy XRP. Not at these prices, anyway. In fact, you may only have a matter of months, and I'll explain exactly what I mean by that. I also want to share this article from the Daily Hodl. Solana, XRP, and one other Ethereum rival leading institutional inflows in 2023. And so this is just more data showing that money is pouring into XRP, and it has been throughout the year, and then you saw a ton of money also flow into XRP after the July 13th ruling from Judge Torres, XRP, International XRP Victory Day. But you've just seen a crazy amount of institutional money continue to pour into XRP, and it's not surprising. It's just nice to see what we expected would happen under these circumstances actually happen now that there's that legal clarity. And then there's also this story, and I got to touch on this. BlackRock CEO Fink weighs in on Bitcoin ETF rumor. That's from Fox Business. Now, if you want all the details, I'm sure pretty much everybody's heard by now, at least the headline. If you want all the details as to what happened regarding Cointelegraph providing fake news to the world that BlackRock's ETF, spot Bitcoin ETF, had gotten approved, if you want all the full breakdown on that and how it resulted in $85 million in liquidations, because that really did happen, and all the fallout from it and exactly how it happened, check out my very last video. I went into great detail breaking that down for everybody, which is not the purpose of this video, but just in case you hadn't heard, I needed to at a minimum mention that. But it's just bonkers. This is real life. Sometimes crypto, how many times has my brain exploded being in the world of crypto over the last nearly 6 years that I've been here? Many times, more times than I can recall off the top of my head anyway. It's crazy, but it's fun. I mean, it's fun to be here. It's crazy, despite the bad times. But all this to say, when it comes to purchasing cryptocurrency, including XRP, for reasons having specifically to do with the inevitable approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF, which I think it's virtually inevitable anyway. For these reasons, there's not much time left to purchase XRP, not at these prices. But before expanding upon that, and before going any further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. Now, as I record this latest Moon Lambo hot jam, XRP is 49 cents, Bitcoin's $28,489. You got the Crypto Fear and Greed Index at 52 out of 100. And I wanted to share this post from the blockchain backer, and this was after it was known that what Cointelegraph reported about the BlackRock ETF, it was fake news. We found that out. The blockchain backer wrote, "The funny thing is the crypto market was actually having a great morning before the Cointelegraph news, and it's still a good morning, just overshadowed by this nonsense." And so, true enough, Bitcoin rocketed up to close to $30,000, and before it rocketed up because of the fake news, it was about $28,000, and then it went back down, and it's pretty close to where it was before that, maybe a hair higher. But it's just fascinating. And as I mentioned in my very last video, this is proof that the spot Bitcoin ETF is not priced in. In a matter of 10 minutes, roughly, Bitcoin increased in price 10%, close to $2,000, from about $28,000 to about $30,000. 10 minutes, folks. And then, of course, word started to get out to like, hey, is this verified? And the answer was no, ultimately. And so price quickly went back down to where it was before that. But in a world, like in an alternate reality where it were the case that was an actual news story that was true, I think it just would have kept rocketing well beyond that. Because, again, that was 10 minutes. 10 minutes, roughly. For the bulk of that needle shooting straight on up. I mean, here it is. If you want to see, here's a chart. Here's a 24-hour chart for Bitcoin. Here you can see, got up to just a hair shy of $30,000. That's 24-hour where I'm circling my mouse for those of you looking at the screen. Absolutely insane. So things happen quick in crypto. Like I always say, it seems impossible. Nothing's ever going to happen. Everybody gets impatient and disgruntled. Prices move sideways for too long, or are slowly to the downside over a span of months. It's just getting worse. I'm just bleeding out money every day. Until suddenly that's not the case, which inevitably happens. There's always eventually a momentum shift, one way or another. And then in this case, it was out of nowhere to the upside. And so when we do actually get an approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF, it's going to be absolutely bonkers. And it's going to be a Bitcoin day. But we did see that XRP, and here's a 24-hour XRP chart. You can see the needle here for XRP. It moved up above 50 cents. It did. 50.8 cents is what it got up to, according to Live Coin Watch. So directionally, XRP did what you'd expect. It's just in terms of, the percentage gains. Yeah, of course, it's not nearly the same. But again, that's a Bitcoin day when that happens, which is fine. I love Bitcoin leading the market. I'm used to it. I'm very comfy with it. It's not a problem. I count on it to happen. And then ultimately, that raises the entire market. And since there's way less money in XRP, that's why there's so much more opportunity in XRP. You're going to get a crazy multiplier effect because there's way less money invested in XRP on a global scale right now. It's a good thing. That's not a knock against XRP. That means that there's opportunity here. So then you had this from chart analyst Credible Crypto, shared the following with his 346,800 followers. I don't know who needs to hear this, but you don't have another 6 months to accumulate before some post-halving run-up into 2025. Do you get it now? And he's talking about Bitcoin there. But this is true of the asset class because the asset class moves in tandem. And so, again, Credible Crypto notes you have less than 6 months, assuming he's talking about, the reason you can see it if it's on your screen, if you're looking at your screen, rather. The reason he's stating this is because it seems like a virtual certainty that the spot Bitcoin ETF will get approved. And this is a way bigger deal than when the futures products were approved in the end of 2017. Because with the ETF, a spot Bitcoin ETF, it requires actual Bitcoin to back it. With Bitcoin futures, that was not the case in 2017. And that still made the market go haywire. Or at least it was to some degree a contributing factor, even if it wasn't the primary catalyst, because you're already in euphoria mode, admittedly. But with spot Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin's actually required here. And so, given that the latest, the SEC can delay the current batch of applications is March of 2024, if you're one of the people that thinks that, I personally think this is the case, if you're one of the people that thinks that the SEC is not going to deny based on how the courts have been treating them, the writings on the wall, and the fact that BlackRock's coming in, which is well connected with all the politicians, at the top of first world government, so on and so forth, certainly including the United States. The idea that you're not going to get approval of at least one spot Bitcoin ETF seems kind of silly to me. To me, it seems like a virtual certainty this is going to happen. And the latest this could happen is March for the current batch applications. But that doesn't mean you have to wait till March. It could happen sooner. And so that's why he's saying, for those of you that are interested, in bulking up your positions in crypto, you don't have much time. That's why he's saying what he's saying. And so again, Credible Crypto notes that you have less than 6 months left to accumulate because Bitcoin ETF news, will break, and then Bitcoin is not coming back down. Not that it would literally go up in a straight line forever, but you get what I'm saying. It would go up, and then even it retraces to whatever degree, it's still. And then XRP will, of course, like I said earlier, increase when Bitcoin gets approved for an ETF. And even though this news, like I said, won't make XRP hit a new all-time high, what if XRP's new normal price, instead of being around 50 cents, what if it's 75 cents or $1? Because the market's moving up. What if that happens? Because just consider your investment, in XRP, your money will go half as far if XRP is $1, which will it'll make it dramatically more difficult to achieve life-changing wealth by investing in XRP. It'll make it twice as difficult. I mean, just consider this. $10,000 today will get you 20,000 XRP. If XRP goes to $13, which is the upper end of what the blockchain backer, for example, has been talking about in terms of what's a reasonable upper end for XRP price once this thing finally goes. He said somewhere in the neighborhood of $13. Well, that amount of XRP, that 20,000 XRP, that would be worth $260,000. So you turn $10,000 into $260,000 in that hypothetical scenario, right? But if you spend the same amount of money on XRP when it costs $1, you'd end up with only $130,000 if XRP runs to $13. So that's half the returns. Instead of $260,000, you'd have $130,000. It's simple math, obviously, but I'm sharing the simple math to make a broader point, which is that if this is true, if this happens and things start running, I mean, there's no guarantee on exactly how quick things are going to ramp up and to what degree XRP is exactly going to correlate with Bitcoin when this happens. But I get what he's saying here. I mean, I'm of the same mindset, just generally speaking here. It's not that you won't be able to purchase XRP. It's just that if this ends up happening, then you wouldn't be able to at these prices. That's the broader point. And none of this is guaranteed. And so I'm not telling you to run out and buy XRP or not buy XRP. It's not financial advice at all, because I admit right now, I don't know what's going to happen. I just think it's an interesting topic of conversation. And my strong suspicion is that once this goes, you're going to see just a major blast for Bitcoin. We saw the first 10 minutes of what that looks like, already, and it was absolutely incredible. It was quite glorious. It's just too bad it was fake. But it probably would have just kept on rocketing out of there otherwise. So what do you think is going to happen, given that we see, I mean, here's the XRP chart again. This needle, obviously, again, in terms of percentage change, nowhere near as impressive for Bitcoin, but it's for a Bitcoin ETF, not an XRP ETF. But it correlated. And so even if it's a smaller percentage, you know what happens. The altcoins end up catching up. At least if they're worth their salt. Maybe not all of them ever hit an all-time high ever again. That's a different conversation for a different time. But I think XRP is going to, because it's actually freaking useful, and the adoption just keeps continuing, and it has legal clarity in the United States, which is amazing. It's the only large cap coin that has that. Not even Bitcoin has that. So that's pretty rock solid. And then you can see, and I don't really need to read the article, but the headline here from the Daily Hodl talking about Solana, XRP, ETH. Institutional inflows. And I just want to make just a simple point. I don't need to read this. I've shared similar articles, which I'm happy to report as they roll in because it's fantastic news. But it's just another instance of institutional money flowing in. And they pointed out, I think it was a weekly inflow for XRP. It was another $400,000, which I know may not sound like a lot. But, recently I've been reporting that XRP's had, even if it's just 400,000 or 700,000, whatever it is from week to week, flowing in. There have been weeks where that's happening, and then Bitcoin's down. There have been outflows for Bitcoin to the tune of millions and millions and millions of dollars. And so it's just been nice that regardless of what's happening, people and institutions, they've been placing their bets on XRP, regardless of what's happening. So they're getting positioned here. I think that they understand the writing's on the wall. There's going to be a spot Bitcoin ETF. They're counting on that happening. XRP's got legal clarity. They know how this market works. Bitcoin leads the way, altcoins follow, and even if XRP rockets up at the end, which would not be weird, historically there's certainly a lot of precedent for that, then awesome. Cool. I mean, I remember in 2017, people thought XRP was never going to go, and it was among the last to go, and it melted faces, and it was the best performing cryptocurrency from the bottom to the top for that market cycle, up about 80,000%. So yeah, I'll wait however long I need to see how this plays out. I'll just say that. And then there's this BlackRock CEO Fink weighs in on Bitcoin ETF rumor. BlackRock CEO Larry Fink on Monday weighed in on the firm's pending Bitcoin exchange-traded fund application following a wild morning after Cointelegraph reported it had been approved by the Securities and Exchange Commission. The news outlet retracted the story shortly after publication. And so, folks, before I go any further in this article, just understand, BlackRock, run with Larry Fink as CEO, BlackRock is the largest firm of its kind on the planet, with about $10 trillion in assets under management. So the largest asset manager on the entire planet, with incredible influence the world over, and he's pitching Bitcoin to the world. And so once there is approval here, every investment advisor on Wall Street, and there's over 100,000 of them, they are going to be pushing this to their clients. The floodgates will open. So and some people have been talking about this idea of, well, why would the approval of the spot Bitcoin ETF, why would it actually do anything? That doesn't increase demand. And I'm thinking, my asset doesn't. Are you kidding me? You know why the demand will increase? It doesn't just happen in a vacuum. It happens because there's a concerted sales effort from everybody under the sun that wants to sell the product. That's what's going to happen. And I think ultimately you're going to see a ton. So maybe BlackRock gets approved by itself. Maybe a bunch of spot Bitcoin ETFs from different firms get approved all at once. However it happens, the point is there ultimately will be a number that are approved. And you're going to see investment advisors all over Wall Street, all throughout the country, pushing this damn thing. You're going to have a massive sales force selling crypto. And they're doing it, and they might as well be doing it directly for me and you, right? Because we're here first. That is incredible. It's absolutely astonishing that this is a real life opportunity that we have here. He's the world, the CEO of the largest asset manager on the planet is selling our product for us. Do you see this? It's like, how does it get better? You know what I'm saying? And so here, the piece continues, and here's a quote from him. I can't talk about the specifics of anything. I think it's just an example of the pent-up interest in crypto. We are hearing from clients around the world about the need for crypto, Fink said Monday afternoon during an appearance on the Clayman Countdown, while declining to comment on the status of the application. Although I will note that BlackRock that morning did state that it's still under review. Anyway, piece continues. Bitcoin rallied nearly 10% before settling back to the $28,000 level after the erroneous report. And here's another quote from Larry Fink. Some of this rally is way beyond the rumor. I think the rally today is about a flight to quality with all the issues around the Israeli war now, global terrorism, and I think there are more people running into a flight to quality, end quote. So folks, there you go. He's selling our assets. He's pitching it. When I say selling, he's pitching the assets that we hold to the rest of the world. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. And he says flight to quality. I understand he's not talking about XRP here, but the asset class moves together, and XRP is one of the few cryptos that actually is quality. It's functionally useful. It technologically is sound. It's been battle tested for over a decade. It has legal clarity. Might people want to diversify into crypto and put some of their sweet, sweet cash into some sweet, sweet XRP? Methinks the answer is yes. And you can see even right now, like I just said a minute ago, the institutions already are. What a time to be alive, folks. There's a reason I have so much fun every single day tracking what's happening in crypto and reporting it and just sharing my personal opinion and having fun conversations on this channel and on social media. It's just a blasty blast. It really is here. You guys let me know what you think, but I'm having a killer time here, and I'm excited for this because I feel highly confident we're not going to have to wait long. One day we're going to wake up, and there's just going to be approval. It doesn't mean we have to wait to March to see this. I really think it's going to happen. But you let me know what you think, and nothing's guaranteed, and I could be wrong, and it all goes to zero. That's a possibility. But what's the probability of that? I would say not very high. Let me know what you think. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.